welcome back.
We are back for another episode. This one's got a little bit of a festive twinge to it, Jessie.
Christmas.
Yep, everyone's excited. Are we already on holiday? No, not quite.
Mentally, maybe.
Yep, don't tell our clients that. No, that's a joke. Again, another shout out to all the listeners out there. I think, are we into the 7 digits now for listens and streams? Is that
easy?
Give or take.
Easy.
To the moon. But we'll talk about that another time.
Yes.
Thanks to our sponsors, Christmas Time and whatever that shaky thing is.
We're doing Elf at the Shelf kind of at work at the moment. He comes in at different places.
Yeah,
every day.
Bring us some market fortune, Elf on the Shelf, and clear and concise strategies. For today, looks like we are joining in the Christmas spirit. And we might just do a little bit of a deep dive into some Christmas-themed things, some things we've sort of uncovered from the year that is gone.
And review, I guess, the year that's gone and maybe some funny stories in there.
But obviously keeping it financial as well. We don't want to make it another financial podcast, but we might as well throw in some financial stuff. But we'll see how we go. So, J-Mac, big one for you. From the year and a bit of reflection, what are some of the lessons you've kind of learnt or insights you've gained from this year?
Yes, this year. I feel like it's been a big year with lots of learning experiences.
Yep. Good and bad?
Good and bad.
No, for our clients, all the experiences are good. No, maybe not.
No. I don't know. I guess it's been a bit rocky, the kind of the share market over this year. We had a bit of a big drop, I think.
The start of the year, yeah.
The start of the year, which
Trump annoyed a few people. He's moved and shaked things. Real estate's doing pretty well in most areas.
Yeah, we're in Townsville, so it's house prices have doubled in the last few years.
From what we've seen, that's most of the east coast, definitely Queensland, parts of Vic, New South Wales. Look, no offense, and we'll get into it later when we sort of talk about insights and like sort of anonymous client stories. But when you look at most of Queensland compared to, it's coming to me up around Weepaway. I think they've missed the boat, but no offense to them. Just on minimal capital growth. But we'll talk about that in a sec. So, going into that, what are from everything you've learned this year and seen, what is like some of the top 3, maybe 3 or 4 things you'd want to mention to your clients and maybe do something differently this year or next year, sorry?
Yeah. I feel like we have a lot of clients, especially in the new year, that come in and they just want to just have all these amazing goals, which is great. But even just going back to the basics and being maybe a bit more realistic with their financial goals and setting some achievable goals.
I thought goals were like dreams. If you don't have dreams, what's the point of it all?
Or maybe one unrealistic dream and then or one really fun dream and we can backtrack from there, but maybe just being a little bit more realistic rather than...
Is it a personality thing, do you think? Some people look, it's like, I don't know, cast your mind back to when you're 18, fresh out of high school, maybe going to uni or doing a trade or joining the defence, I don't know. Some people have these really outlandish sort of goals and dreams, and some just have really modest ones. Sometimes it's a bit of you don't know what you don't know, but you'd hate to think, I don't know, many moons ago, someone told Elon Musk or Zuckerberg, hey, mate, just go out and get a normal job and save a bit of money. And
that's true.
You'll be all right. Imagine if you'd sort of put the shackles on them or any of the other sort of real massive creators or...
That's true. I never want people to stop doing their fun goals, but maybe even just having, I guess I have it myself, like where you want to really do all this crazy stuff and reach all these goals and then it doesn't end up getting done. I'm like, I wish I just had one smaller goal, which I could have just achieved this year instead of...
It comes back to the realistic side, On the other end, though, what happens, are you finding some people... they might have reached their financial goal for this year, and then does that sort of then put the pause or the brakes on them to really make other financial goals, like, hey, I want my super to do well, or I want to get a step closer to retiring next year on a decent income, or I just want to sort my budget out, or I just want to maybe better manage this increase in daily living costs. Like, I guess with some clients, maybe once you've achieved your goals, you might have found it easier or harder. It might have taken a while. Maybe it's like any other goals, I guess, just inserting new ones. I don't know.
Constant new goals.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Yes.
Realistic though, everyone's realistic goal is a bit different, isn't it? We're definitely meeting clients that they just want to feel the simple things. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no right or wrong in that. But there are definitely some clients that have high expectations on what they want to have. Hey, I want to have the big house paid off. Want to be able to afford to send my kids to uni or overseas.
And they're fun, never stop doing them.
Yep.
Yeah. What do you think? What are your lessons this year or goals, or what you want clients to kind of look at next year?
That's a tough question. I'm scratching the grey matter. If everyone, are we on camera? Can people see me like with the little mouse doing its little thing on the wheel?
Hannah will put that on, or Emma will put that on.
Yeah, we'll edit that out. Look, the realistic financial goals is probably a good one. If it's not attained in a certain period, just know that if it's relatively realistic, you might be able to attain it the next year. Things come up. Some people are like, hey, want to save 40 grand to sort of try and get into the real estate market. Sometimes things take a hit, like your French bulldog blows a hip and there's 15 grand to the vet.
Yeah.
And then your cat swallows a rubber ball. There's another 10 grand. And then, some people might maybe look at that the wrong way, and they're kind of circumstantial. Not reaching your financial goals, some things might just be out of your control.
Yeah.
And just know if they are, you can still sort of put things in place to walk towards them. Mind you, I guess if you're trying to save for a house, some people we've seen, if they're really trying to save for something and then we see them 6 to 12 months later and like, oh, I might have bought a jet ski for 25 grand. Yeah. Oh, that's on
caravan.
You. Yeah, or a caravan. Look, it is what it is. We can't tell you what to do with it, but and I guess some things we sort of outline to clients on what they might sort of think about or do differently next year is just the information that's accessible out there. It's getting pretty challenging for clients, I guess, to just accept what they Google or what they use AI for, or the information they receive from their friends and family. And we've definitely got to tread a fine line when someone comes in and goes, hey, mum and dad said, this happens with my super. And, and I dare say you've crossed it where you're like, well, that's not entirely true.
Yeah.
Here are the facts. Here's what the ATO says or what legislation says. So I guess for clients...
Fact checking?
Yeah, and do you find some clients lean on you for that?
Yeah. Because it's hard. There's so much information out there. You just want someone to tell you that's done all that research, what their options are or what's actually happening.
There's some pretty good scammers out there. Some of them emails are pretty juicy and they look pretty official, and I don't know. So I guess maybe just doing your due diligence on information or just some advice that you get. Nothing against like your close friends and family. But maybe if you're seeing an advisor and you're paying them for the advice, you might as well run the information by them.
Yeah.
Instead of going, hey, look, I did this because my best mate Bill told me it's the best thing to do. Have you had that this year? Have you sort of had, I guess you've sort of mentioned something or outlined something and a client's gone and done their own sort of thing, or...
Yeah. Yes. I've had a few clients that are kind of close to retirement, and unfortunately people have reached out to them on social media or cold calls, and they've actually tried to say, put your money in this SMSF or into this crypto.
Yeah, okay.
And unfortunately they've gotten scammed, where I was really bummed for them, but also frustrated because I'm like, oh, if you just send me an email saying you were going to do this, I could have fact-checked it for you. I could have seen if they're regulated, if you lose your money.
Yeah, valid point. Yep. Yeah, and that's I guess that's for everyone out there, not just our clients, but anyone who's paying for professional services from an accountant, business advisor, financial advisor. If you're sort of paying the fees, you might as well, this idea or this email or this phone call that you get, run it by your friends and family, sure, they're your trusted source, but if you're paying for the advice, you might as well reach out and just get a little bit of a double check or a triple check.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And I feel like we're not judgmental people. I mean, we're not going to make fun of
Fridays.
you.
Don't come in on Fridays. That's judgy day.
We genuinely want to help you. And we're going to point this stuff out whether you like it or not. So,
yep.
Yeah. Fact-checking, I think.
The other one, I guess, on sort of some things they might be able to do next year a little bit differently is, and we talked about before with the realistic financial goals, I guess we've seen some of those goals are pretty ruthless, and there's only a small percentage of people that can really stick to them, like saving 90% of their income, the other 5% to buy food, and the other 5% to pay for fuel. There's not too many.
Who can do that?
Yeah, there's not too many clients that can do that, and I guess then they might sort of burn out after 3 or 6 months. So I guess it's like anything, whether it's a diet, exercise, socializing, making it realistic, and finding the happy median or the balanced side of things. So it's sustainable. There's no point doing a lettuce and water diet to lose a heap of weight, if that's what people do. Sustainable for, I don't know, for me it'd be for a minute, but sustainable for a month, and the wheels fall off and then they're back to their one. So I guess, ruthless and short term versus sort of the balanced and sustainable long term, reaching towards your goals.
And even I'd love if my clients, I don't know about you, but I have a mental load in my brain of all the things that I should be doing finance wise, and even just getting them out to someone or just making a plan to get a couple of them done just frees up your mind for more fun stuff. I feel like I'd love that for clients. Instead of worrying about it, we just get it done and then they don't have to worry about it.
Okay. That's what they pay the fees for, I guess, for us to just execute and they can go on with their lives, whether it's enjoying time with family, friends, more on their profession or whatever. No, that's fair enough. Any clients out there? Take it on board, please. You're going to have a test when we see you next to see if you listen to these. No. All right, you mentioned, I guess, part of our year. Look, we've had a lot of people come through the door. There's been some pretty insightful stories. There's been some funny ones, some lessons learned. And most clients we even sort of find we learn some things from clients. It doesn't always have to be financial, because life isn't just about the numbers side of it.
We learn all types of stuff.
So any of those you want to sort of share, we'll keep it PG and just see if we can morph into the... Have we had any nude clients rock up? I don't know, they've rocked up in budgie smugglers and thongs for an appointment. Is that... I might do that. Let us know if you want to rock up to an appointment of those. And
that'd be so fun though.
I don't know. Jesse will happily see you. Me, I don't know, maybe not. Yeah.
I think you've got a similar story, but sometimes clients just find money, which is really fun that they didn't know that they had.
Yeah.
I had a couple come in and, one was on, I think, maternity leave, and the settling payments had been going into this account. They never checked, so they just all of a sudden found 25 grand in it.
Winning.
Yeah. And they're like, what? And I'm okay, this is a good day.
Oh, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah. Have you had that?
Yeah, we did have, we'll keep it anonymous. Are we allowed to, can I say names on this? No, maybe
not.
Look, we did have clients. We sort of had a couple of appointments and we're working through some strategies with insurance and super. And it just so sort of happens at the end of the second appointment or third appointment, once we were looking at implementing plans, I'll say she, I guess, happened to sort of mention, they've got another, I think there's a super fund there that, I think it's got a little bit in there. I'm like, I kind of need to check that and just find out what it is, how much is in there before we sort of, because this changes a bit of the strategy. Just so happens there was 6 figures in there. It was just this little super fund tucked off to the side with 6 figures that they'd kind of forgotten about.
Swear word.
Good problem to have. So I guess, you can't have maybe your finger on the pulse of everything in your life, but I'd probably have an inkling if I had a loose six-figure sum out there just, doing its thing.
Wow.
But
That's a nice day too. Yep.
That's look, it is a nice day. Think of it as an early Christmas present. I guess some.
I've got another story.
We could do this all day. Can we go? Yeah. If you think you are the client that we're relating this story to, please send us an abusive text or email. There you go.
Well, I guess we specialize in defense, so we have a lot of defense clients come in, and sometimes they bring their dog. What are they? Assistance dogs?
Yeah, like a veteran assistance dog, or yeah. Yeah.
And we had a client come in, and Yannick was talking to them, and he had a couple of dogs, and Yannick kicked the dog back.
Define dog, because these things were the size of a small lunchbox. They had a lot of hair on them, and they'd kind of sneak around. How was I to know that I've stepped back and it's in between a kick and a step?
I think
so would you call that or I'd call it a kick and a step and a boot. So what's that? A stoot. I've pretty much crunched this miniature something. Dog's gone off.
We heard it from the back.
Yeah.
That was one of the highlights.
Shout out to that person. Lucky, I guess we're able to help them out financially because
maybe some medical vet bills.
There's your perfect example. There. Lucky it wasn't a French bulldog. There's 20 grand right there. No, dog was pretty sturdy. I was more worried about my boots. No, that's a joke. I was concerned about the client as well. That's all right. Yeah, look, there's sort of the accidental sides, if you could call it, but I guess we've found a few things, some reoccurring things with some clients. As we mentioned, we sort of deal with a lot of defence and even non-defence people that might receive like insurance sort of payouts or lump sums or compensation for injuries, that kind of stuff. Get a large sum of money. To a lot of people, that large sum of money sometimes or usually is tax-free and it's pretty considerable, well into the six figures, enough to change your life, own your own home, do a heap of stuff.
Yep.
And I guess what I've found, with initial meetings, like, going to be quite ruthless and disciplined with the funds, going to pay the house off. We need a car, but we're only just going to spend, 20, 30 grand. That's all we need. Mm-hmm. A few months go by, have a bit of another meeting just to see how things have gone. Hey, how'd you go with your lump sum? You received 3, 4, 500,000. Oh yeah, a couple of things have changed. Look, that $40,000 car might have turned into a 130 grand Dodge Ram,
Land Cruiser.
And look, we needed to buy a boat as well. So we're 250 grand off where we thought we'd be. And look, there's not much I can do. What's done is done. All I request, if those big toys happen, if you just send me an invite when you go out of them. There's my one.
Then you're good.
And that comes back to what you mentioned before about realistic goals. I definitely outline that to clients when they might receive these lump sums. Is look, you might as well be honest with it now. If you've got an inkling that you're going to spend 100 grand instead of 60 grand on a car, you might as well account for it. There's no point wanting to do all these great things with your money to set yourself up or pay off your bills if they're not going to be realistic.
Yeah,
if you've always dreamed of it and this is your opportunity to maybe buy it, it is what it is.
Or even a bit of balance where you buy fun stuff, also put towards the future.
Yeah. But that, and I think something consistent we see with people doing like home renos. I think you've had some clients, they're doing renos.
Oh, the budget always blows out, doesn't it?
Yeah. The initial reno budget, I don't think I've seen one yet where the budget is 10K, whatever, that it's actually gone on budget or under.
Never happens with those done
might as well
contractors.
10, 20%. Yeah. Factor that in, same thing. Might as well be realistic.
Yeah.
Not talking about the whole construction, building, client renovation sort of what's happening out there, but usually everything is going kind of over budget. Good problem to have, I guess. Now you have 5 bathrooms instead of 2. Good problem to have, if that's how sort of if it works out.
Yeah.
You talked about insightful ones. We have had a few clients get stung with scams.
Yes.
Yeah,
They seem to be targeting the people that are going into retirement, actually, I think, because it's, more front of mind, and they get cold calls. And
does that roll into clients that are thinking of retirement or about to slip into it? They're usually in their mid, late 50s or in their 60s.
yeah.
So I guess some of them are still catching up on the whole technology side, the online scamming side, cold call side.
And they sound so convincing on the phone as well. And
Yep.
yeah,
Sadly, we have had
frustrating.
a few people see us that have been contacted by a real flashy website, real professional speaking person on the end of the line. Hey, move your money here, do this, do that. And there's definitely a few occurrences that have happened that are public announcements out there.
Yeah.
And some people may have lost a lot of money, like their life savings. We're talking in the 7 figures for their super.
Yeah.
And that's going to be their main source of income. And some of them might be able to get some of it back. Some of them, it's sort of gone. So they're the downsides. I guess, again, we just try and help them sort of work through it on how those are. But look, from what we're seeing, whether it's advertised in the news, maybe not, some of the scammers are very proficient, very professional looking. Their website is, I guess, really realistic or definitely sort of on point.
Yeah.
So sometimes reviews and washing through their website doesn't cut it, because everything can tick all those boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're not regulated.
Correct. That's probably the big one. Again, it's hard to say whether you reach out to us or another advisor, but definitely doing extensive research, especially if it's not face-to-face, or you're not going to a branch like a bank or a lending agency, or you can't walk into their office. It's a slippery slope, but yeah.
What else you learnt, Yannick, this year?
Doing
a lot of home loans and stuff.
Yeah, look, we don't do the home loans, but I have found, and that's definitely been insightful, is look, when we talk to clients, especially at the moment, the last year or two, home loans have been a flavour of the month. Real estate's going gangbusters. People want to get into the market. Prices are shooting through the roof. A lot of people worried they're going to miss out, or that 500 grand house is now worth 700 and they can't buy in. We generally advise, look, by all means, if you like your bank, have a chat to them, but source some brokers. Brokers can help. What I've found on a few occasions is some brokers are really, really good and really have your best interests at heart. Some don't. And when you look at the financials, they might sort of, I guess, inflate the figures or fluff the numbers to make it really appealing to go with this lender or this bank, where it's not always true. I guess you can run it through maybe your accountant, but definitely us, to give you an objective look at, hey, yes, this broker's outlined this, they're probably really good at their job, but just know there's a couple of other, straight off a basic internet search, you can see that there's some other banks or lenders that will give you a better rate, less fees, etc. Just know, for everyone out there, yes, mortgage brokers won't charge you an upfront fee. So you will see them, you'll have a couple of appointments, an initial one to onboard some info. They won't charge you anything. But what they do, whoever they write you up, whichever lender they write that loan to, that lender will provide them, I guess, pay them a commission usually it's on the upfront loan amount, and then like a trailing commission, or as long as the mortgage is going on, they'll get a small commission on the loan amount. Those amounts vary lender to lender, bank to bank. So as an example, ANZ might pay a broker more than NAB, as an example. You just want to make sure the broker has your best interests at heart, not his commission percentage that he's going to get.
Yes.
Because it becomes quite different if a broker's going to write you up for $1 million loan, and the difference between banks might earn him an extra $500 or $1,000 commission. So that's all we sort of outline, but generally pretty good. Let us know if you're after a good broker. There is a really good one out there. Are we allowed to plug people?
I don't know. Can we?
Yeah, shout out to Dan Perkins.
He's great.
Domo Brokerage.
Yeah.
Really, really good. I guess the big one we found is we were, besides our podcast starting this year, is that correct?
Yay, we've lasted the whole year.
Yep. We've actually gone from negative listeners, I don't know how that works, but that's just how it did, to, I think I said 7 figures before, but surely it's around there by now. Surely we've, killing it. Insightful stories, start of the podcast, we've learned a lot. We're able to discuss a few things, help out some clients that have listened. The other one we got to, I guess, there's a local guy here who used to play professional rugby league called Lachlan Coote. And I guess he was one of our first sort of guest speakers.
Yay.
It was, shout out to Lachlan Coote at Northern Realty up here.
Yes.
The mini story with that is knowing that he was, a bit of a big deal in the rugby league world in Australia, went over to the UK, plied his trade, but just getting a bit of an insight and a story into where he started, where he came from, his journey to it, his financial journey, the pros and cons, lessons he learned, things he'd improve.
How he was successful in his career.
Yeah, he's gone from a professional athlete, now he's, a real estate agent up here in North Queensland or in Townsville. Again, before we sort of refer anyone, we've got to put them through a pretty stringent test. We didn't do anything physical with him because he's a football player. He'd probably douse us on that.
Take us, yeah.
But just to be able to debunk the real estate theory, that's probably what we found quite different. Very sort of regular guy, down to earth. He didn't come in with slick hair or like a $500,000 Mercedes. I was muffed on that. Usually when they rock up, you're like, another one.
Another real
Didn't try to
estate
sell
agent.
us anything. He was happy to chat. He gave us our time, and we found from a few clients that he's
very generous.
He's very much like that.
Yeah,
but still ticks all the boxes in what he does in selling real estate or just trying to help people.
Yeah,
with the real estate.
It's
so
really
shout
cool.
out to him.
Yeah, really cool just to hear his story and everything like that.
Yeah, I learned a lot from it. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think with the podcast too, it's been really cool because I've had a few people approach me at like networking events and that I go to and say, "Oh, I've been enjoying your podcast." So that's been really nice. So if anyone listening is, enjoying it or has any questions or anything you want to hear for free on a podcast, if we can answer any questions, just let us know.
Yeah, I heard you're in the celebrity status now. You pretty much, as soon as you step out in Townsville or even North Queensland, you're like,
no,
you can't walk 5 steps to your car without getting, hey, is it J-Mac from that podcast?
Yeah, because we're so popular being financial advisors. We're total celebrities.
Yep, I've got to add on an extra half hour just to go to the toilet just because people stop me randomly. Anyway, yeah, good chat. So, J-Mac, Christmas theme. Some things about the Christmas period, some people really enjoy it. It's time for giving, time for spending, holiday time off, family, friends. How do we enjoy Christmas without the financial hangover?
Oh, that's a good term. Financial hangover. We don't want that.
Happens with some people. You get caught up in it. That $50 budget you were going to spend on your friend, spouse, turns into $500. Like, oh, Jesus, why did I do that? You might get an extra hug out of it at Christmas time.
Yeah.
But for some people, sometimes it can be a burden. How do people kind of get around that just to make it, enjoyable pre-Christmas, during Christmas, and then when they're looking at their bank account or credit card statement after the period?
It's very nice though, people wanting to spend that much on their favorite people. I think it's really sweet, but maybe even just having a balance.
Feel free to spend that much on your favorite financial advisor.
We accept gifts at any time. I did a present for my sister for her 25th birthday, which was during COVID.
Yep.
And shout out to Lucy. And at that point, she couldn't see any friends or her family. And I did a video and got all of the friends and family to kind of say a few nice words. And she
down
loved it.
Victoria? No, overseas?
No, just in Townsville. Most of our family and friends are away.
Yep.
And I think we didn't get to do much for her birthday. So I did a video She's like, it's one of the best gifts I've ever gotten. So that was completely free.
Non-monetary, yep.
Yeah, so that's an example, or even just, I don't know, having maybe pre-preparing and rethinking how much do I actually want to spend at Christmas and having an account for that and knowing that, okay, I'm starting to get to the end of the account. Maybe I need to slow down. I don't know. What do you think?
Just curious, has your sister got the mind of a 4-year-old? Because I know with shout out, this is a real question. Because I know with I've got 3 boys. They've all reached 4. No, they're all still alive. Yep. You can buy them like a $200 gift. Not that we've bought them that electric car or something fancy schmancy, or they get something from a relative. Or I give them a box from like something we've bought, and that provides days.
Just the
box. Just a box.
Oh my god.
And some scissors, and that provides days of carnage and fun.
Yeah.
And I don't care if it breaks. Whereas sometimes I've received gifts, Christmas time, expensive presents roll in from grandma, granddad, whatever.
Yeah.
They last 10 minutes, and the kid's like, yeah, this done. So I was just curious if Lucy was the same thing.
That's so true.
Maybe she should get that checked.
Different.
I don't know.
25-year-old female.
That's really handy to know, I guess, giving it some thought. And look, at the end of the day, sometimes you might, whether you might have changed jobs, lost some income, things have changed, you might need to just cater that. I guess, look, not to get too deep into it, but usually your family and friends, if they're worthy of your time, will understand if you haven't got as much money to buy the gift that you bought them last year or something that's worth a lot of money. And it shouldn't really be about that. It's a tricky one, but I guess we find it does help people just, giving a bit of insight, giving a bit of thought to what they're going to spend. And I remember years ago, funny enough, my wife was an auntie at an early age. She has 3, 6, 9 other nieces and nephews. So come Christmas, we'd, and that can get pretty, it used to be pretty epic. But at the end of the day, you pay all the money and the kids really love it on Christmas Day. But, we wouldn't really spend $200 on each kid.
Yeah.
As I said, I'd just get them a box. Anyway, good chat. Okay. And even the handmade stuff, look, some people enjoy it. I think there's more value out of that, knowing that I know my boys have received handmade knitted blankets from Brooks. From the grandma.
That's sentimental too.
It's unbelievable. I've tried to this day to pay them large amounts of money to take ownership of those blankets, and they won't budge. I'm like, man, I'll give you $500 for that. No, Dad. No.
Really?
Yeah. Aww. They're awesome. They're awesome blankets. Shout out to my mother-in-law. I wouldn't mind my own knitted blanket.
Yannick needs his own blanket, please.
Yeah. So, okay. All right.
Do you think there's any way, like if we do have to spend money for Christmas presents, which we usually do, how would you what's your kind of advice how to do that so we don't get our financial hangover?
Mine, when I have a spare minute, I try and start buying presents a little bit earlier. One thing saved me from forgetting it, because sometimes I've been pretty atrocious at remembering good gifts, good gift ideas. Next minute, it's 24th of December and I'm like, I've got to buy 10 gifts. So I try and start a bit earlier, try and catch some sales. For me, it's about a time thing. I'm able to, if I see something, I'm able to maybe buy it online, but I try and start a bit earlier, and that lets me, instead of a week or two of big financial pain in December, I can kind of spread it out from September, October, November, December.
You're very organised, Yannick.
Yeah, sort of. Depends. It just, I know that's sort of what works for me. Well, I'm a 40-year-old dude. It's taken me a fair while to learn that. So that's what helps me. My wife's pretty strategic on that as well, especially when you've got a lot of gifts to buy people. And that helps sort of spread the financially bit out.
Yeah.
Instead of spending, I don't know, $1,000 on presents just in 2 weeks of December, you can spread that out over a few months. As an example, it just lightens the burden on that one.
I have a Christmas app.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I should have known. Please explain.
It's so fun. Each year you can put people's names and gifts and put links to, how to buy them, and you can keep an eye on sales and then just put an amount so you know how much you've spent. So me and my family do it to track how much we've spent to make sure it's even, but also not too much. So
does that lead into, I guess, avoiding the January credit card slight regret?
Everything's just more expensive over Christmas, isn't it?
Cost of living.
Yes. You got to cook the food or buy the food, Christmas presents, and all these other things just happen to be due.
It's a challenging one because you want to give a fair bit. You've just got to be cognizant that, it might come at a little bit of a delayed cost. You'd hate to think that you do really well on providing all these gifts and buying for people, and then January rolls along and you either check your bank account, or some people check their credit card and go, oh my God, I might need to do 8 days a week for the next month just to pay those off. So just give that consideration. Easier said than done, but it's, that's, I guess, the insight we can sort of provide.
Yeah.
And I think you had a good idea on maybe setting up a separate account for if Christmas is something that you go sort of big at and it costs you a fair bit in the family budget, maybe setting up a separate account that you can deposit money into during the year.
Yeah, because it can get away from you buying lots of Christmas presents.
Okay.
Guilty.
Yeah, so I guess, I know we do that with our budget. We sort of have a holiday kind of spending account. We just chip some money in every week. Maybe that's a good idea for the Christmas side. Most banks will let you have a heap of accounts. Some will even let you have a heap of accounts against your offset or redraw, but you can label it and go and then set up a direct debit. It can be easier said than done, but it's definitely doable, whether it's $10 a week or $20 a week, and that builds up. And then once, October, November comes around, you've got a slush fund there you can start spending on.
People travel for holidays too. Maybe it could be putting money in for your travel too, so that's kind of all covered. And
on the holiday spending, because it's not just Christmas Day, isn't it? Sometimes you're going away somewhere, you do Christmas Day, then you travel overseas, Australia, hang out with friends. They might be in another state,
or pay for grandparents to come.
Yeah, okay. And I guess that the enjoyment might come with the preparation. Is that, you've kind of set these things up, you've got your pool of money that you've saved during the year, and now it's that holiday period, 1, 2, 3 weeks off or whatever.
You just sit back and enjoy.
All right. Make sure you try and drain it to zero, then start again. No, is that
financial advice solid?
All right, J-Mac. You as a financial advisor, what do you really want for Christmas?
What do I want for Christmas?
Keep it, I guess, financially. Is that a word? Double check that.
I don't know. I think I like your answer.
What was that?
For the markets to continue.
I haven't given. Yeah, we had a discussion before. What do financial advisors really want for Christmas?
I was struggling to think of an answer.
Look, besides all the other things, we're rolling into like whether people do like New Year's resolutions, all that kind of stuff. But for us, for Christmas, for the people that we see that have sorted their finances out, we just talked about enjoying the Christmas period, because it's not too often you get 2 or 3 weeks off. If putting those things in place helps you enjoy your Christmas period, then go at it. I guess for us, I don't know, it can't always happen, but if real estate markets, financial markets can keep going on an upward trajectory, that makes everyone happy.
Everything keeps going up.
But then it sort of hurts the other people that are trying to get into the markets. That's quite greedy of me, but
I've got one.
Go.
I've got one. No market downturns while the office is closed and we're on holidays.
Yeah. Trump, if you're listening, try and keep your erraticness to a minimal during like the off seasons.
Please. Just a couple of weeks off. That would be good.
I guess it's the same for like, hey, no massive RBA interest rate rises, so it just shocks the economy with interest rates.
Wait, guys. Wait,
more money for the banks or whatever. People are, struggling with home loans because loans are getting pretty juicy now.
They are.
Might be a story for another time, but Any parting notes on the Christmas side besides the normal cheers and jeers? Drink heaps, live large.
Oh, I honestly can't wait to turn off my brain for a little bit. Does anyone else get that? I don't know. I just want to turn off my brain.
Yeah, fair enough.
For a little
eat lots. Well, Christmas rolls into J-Mac's working years, so she works a couple of days here and there, and then next year she's got a massive holiday. It's Christmas, so she has more time off. So, but I'll be here if you need me. Anything else to sign off for Christmas?
No, just thanks for listening. It's been a fun year doing this podcast, so appreciate
Extra points if you're playing this podcast around the dinner table while you're having your Christmas turkey. There you go.
Watch out, the Christmas chicken, Christmas turkey.
It's beginning to look a lot like
You'll get some nice singing from Yannick.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll hear you soon, and Merry Christmas. Enjoy
Merry Christmas, guys. Bye.
Ciao.